Welcome to this brief tutorial on creating Answers Anywhere agent networks using the Agent Network Development Environment, or ANDE. In this tutorial, we will first create a sample agent network that allows natural language querying of an email system by the sender name, receiver name, and the date. Next, we will see how agent network behavior can be modified using synonyms. Next, we will see how the output of the agent network can be modified by using different formatters. And finally, we'll look at extending the functionality of the agent network using component agent networks or components. So the first step is to launch the agent network development environment. As you can see here, it has 5 separate sections. The main section is the workspace, where we edit and create agent networks. On the right here, we have the Agents tab, which gives you information about the different agents in the agent network. The Messages tab provides information about the messages that are passing between the different agents. The Navigator tab allows you to scroll across your agent network, especially if it is a very large and complex network. And finally, at the bottom, we have the Log Viewer panel, which shows the information and error messages as they are generated by the agent network. So the first step for creating an agent network is to create a new project. From under the File menu, we say New Project. And let's call this email 1, and we'll select the defaults. Now, as you can see, as soon as a new project is created, a sample agent network is generated for you, and this contains all the standard agents that are required by every agent network. So the next step is to create the different agents that will interpret our queries. To create a new agent, we right click in the workspace area and select New Agent, and let's call it Find. Similarly, we need to create agents for the email object and the different properties of the email object, such as sender, receiver, and the sent date. Okay, so now that we have created the remaining agents, let's go to the next step. And the next step is to create the relationships between the agents. So to create a downchain relationship, you would right click on the upchain agent and drag down to the downchain agent. Similarly, we create the relationships between all the other agents. Remember that the order in which you drag is very important, so make sure you always drag from upchain to downchain. Now that this is done, the next thing to do is to create to define the behavior of each of these agents. The behavior is defined by applying policies, and the policies are available by applying templates to each of the agents. To apply a template, right click on the name of the agent and then select Apply Template. As you can see, Answers Anywhere platform ships with a number of predefined templates, and you can always create more templates if you like. The template to use depends upon the function of that particular agent. In this particular case, find is a command in our system, so we are going to apply the command template. And you get an option to use the library reference or create a new copy of the template. You would create a new copy if you intend to modify the default template in any way. For our tutorial, we are just going to stay with the library template. Similarly, for the email object, we will apply an object template. Notice how I can select multiple agents by left clicking and dragging across the agents that I want to operate on. and we'll do a right click and apply template, and we'll apply the field template. Okay, and that's it. That's our basic agent network. Let's test it. In order to test it, we use the interaction console, which is invoked from the view menu. And what this lets us do is run queries against the agent network that we've just created. So let's say find email sender John. And as you can see, the output of the agent network interpretation is in XML format. And as you can see here, it has understood that we are looking for an object of type email, and the sender name is John. Synonyms allow us to modify the behavior of the agent network by supporting different keywords that do not match the exact name of the agents. So this allows the agent network to respond correctly to queries in many different forms. To add a synonym, we right click on the name of the agent, open the agent editor, and go to the synonym table tab. These are some of the predefined synonyms in the system. To create the synonym list for our agent network, we first click the generate button, which creates the list of new agents that we added. Now let's add some new synonyms. So for creation date, we will add a synonym called sent. For find or for receiver, we can add a synonym called to. And for sender, let's add a synonym called from. Click OK to save the changes, and let's test this change. Once again, we invoke the interaction console. As you noticed before, we used the user input as find input sender John. Now that we have synonyms, we can issue a query such as find input from John. And as you can see, the from synonym was matched to the sender object.